What's up everyone, this is Anger Ranker again, and this is my second video on Turntable FM bots. So in this video I'm going to talk about how I like to host my bots. Recently I've been putting them on cloud servers. So the cloud server I use is called Cloud Foundry, and one of the really cool things about Cloud Foundry is it's completely free at this point. It is still in beta. A lot of their apps that they run though are open source. You can actually see the code that they use for managing, the cloud servers, which is really cool. Just ridiculously cool. And the Turntable FM bots, as I explained in my other video, they run on Node.js, which is a JavaScript platform. And so the way you run these guys is you have to install Ruby. You install Ruby, and then you get this cool command prompt here that you can run your Ruby on. Excuse me. Actually, so the bots, they run in the Node.js platform, and you use this Ruby console to just kind of start them. This is a sample of what the bot's code would look like, might look like. This is actually my Eliza bot slash Alti-Rancor bot that I showed in the other video. So let me just scroll through this code here. A couple things to know about hosting on Cloud Foundry. Cloud Foundry, interestingly enough, expects you to run a web server. So it expects you to be able to answer web requests from your Node.js app. So they require that you put this block of code right here that I've highlighted. What this does is it starts up a web server. You can see it's got the required Node.js HTTP module here, and then it's got this function HTTP create server, which basically spins up a web server that anytime you hit it is going to respond hello world. I'm not going to show you the web server, just know that you need to do it. I found this on the Cloud Foundry website in the example. They don't really spell it out very clearly from when you kind of make a account. Let me show you their website really quick. Again, so if you sign up for Cloud Foundry, you give them some information. For example, your email is probably the most important thing. Then they send you your login and password. They require that you, I think, click a link on the email just to verify that you're actually a person, not just a bot filling out the form. And then you can host up to 15 different apps on Cloud Foundry. Now, if you're doing only Turntable FM bots, if that's really all you're interested in doing, you should know that one bot equals one app. So you can have 15 bots running. I don't really suggest that you have 15 bots running, especially if you're going to try and do it all in one room, but you definitely could do that. And so I was talking slightly about this Ruby command prompt earlier. Sorry, that's the one I have running locally. Let me show you. So if we want to do, if I want to push something to Cloud Foundry, so I have my Ruby prompt. Basically what I did was I downloaded the Ruby runtime, and then I needed to install a Ruby gem, which is what they call some of the Ruby modules that are packaged together. I had to install a Ruby gem called VMC, which I believe stands for Virtual Management Console, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% on it. So I installed VMC, and then VMC allows me to control my applications on Cloud Foundry. Another thing that you have to know, I couldn't really get. So let me just show really quick the Turntable API. So I'm loading up this is the web page for the Turntable API, and there's a sample there's a sample code here. I couldn't really get the default code to work. What I needed to do was put all the code in app.js, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I put all this code in the app.js here, because Cloud Foundry actually looks for a couple different file names as your root code base, as the root of your code base. Kind of an app.js is one that they allow you to name your app in order to launch it. There's a couple other ways you can do it. I'm not going to go into that. There's some pretty extensive documentation on the Cloud Foundry website. So you know, definitely if you're interested in running apps on Cloud Foundry, I would encourage you to go to their website, read up on their I believe they've got a wiki, and they've got a lot of support documentation. It's fairly good. It is kind of bleeding edge technology, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Especially the way they're doing it, and it is beta software, so know that you might have a few hangups along the way. And you know, if you do, I definitely you can, if you have hangups on any of this stuff that I'm talking about, you can post in the comments, or you can send me a private message. I'll try and help you out. Okay, so let's launch this sucker. So on Turntable FM right now, I've got my main character here on deck, hanging out in House of OG, which is a friend of mine's room. So I've also got my other bot running kind of locally on the console, but I'm gonna deploy a bot called Random Artist, which is gonna run on Cloud Server. So the way I do that in this Ruby prompt is I need to go to the directory. So I'm going to just change the directory with the cd command into the directory of the code that I want to post. And then with the VMC module, and again, remember I launched the Ruby command prompt, not just the regular command prompt. With the VMC Ruby module, I'm going to deploy the app. Oh, sorry, that's not the right command. VMC push is the command I want to do. VMC push, and that'll push everything in this directory onto Cloud Foundry. Now, there's a bit of configuration you have to do before that. I'm not really going to go into that. Basically, you just need to log in, and there's a way that you want to configure this app at first. It asks you a bunch of questions like how much RAM does it need. You can configure it with up to 128 megs to a maximum of 2 gigs of RAM. And you name the application as well, and basically at that point you're off and running. If you're really interested about the initial configuration of apps on Cloud Foundry, specifically on Node.js, there's some good references on their site, which I'll bring that up again just really quick. So cloudfoundry.com, and yeah, I recommend it if you've got questions about that. So I'm going to push this guy, and it's going to spin for a little bit. Takes a second to connect to their servers and such. And there we go, it's uploading. And here we go. And there's my bot. He just popped in. Random artist. As you can see, the app name is also random artist. The console tells me it's starting, it's running. And so now my bot just pops up. I'm not actually hosting this one locally. This one's running on Cloud Foundry. And that's really about it. I can check my apps if I want to, if I'm not in Turntable FM, just looking at it, and I want to take a look at what apps I have running. There's this VNC command called apps that'll give me a listing. And that'll spin for a second, and it tells me I've got 2 apps here. RankerBot is something I was testing for AltiRanker. I can also host AltiRanker, my other bot, on here, which is the Eliza chat bot, which has some different commands. And Random Artist is another bot that typically sits in a room called Dubstep Saved My Life. And we use it for querying random artists, actually, which is the reason it's named random artist. I'll show you for a second here in chat. I'm not sure what's in chat, so I apologize if people are typing some dirty stuff, but I'll give you an example here. So in my chat window, I can query this bot to say, let's say I want something in like a random dubstep artist, and he responds, oh great, Chrome effects, AltiRanker. Oh wow, AltiRanker, I apologize, AltiRanker also has a command, but random artist says Rusco, and AltiRanker gave up my pal Chrome effect. So he's got a variety of different genres programmed in. So you'll say I support dubstep, drum bass, glitch, trap, breakcore, hardstyle, and this is just part of the script. He's basically got an array and some randomization code, so when you query it, it looks like someone else is starting to interact with it. So yeah, that's basically it. I just want to give you kind of another, before I go, I'll give you kind of another hint about the cloud server. Sometimes if you're trying to do this upload to Cloud Foundry, if you don't actually change your application and you do a push, it'll give you this error that says something about nil. It's like it's unhandled exception, nil error, or something like that, which is very unhelpful error, by the way. And it's very hard to find information on Cloud Foundry. What I've found is that you can just go in and like put in a space into your script and hit save and then retry it, and it'll work at that point. I'm not exactly sure all of the reasons why that comes up. I think it's because they're doing some sort of differential between the files, and if there's no changes, it'll throw that. So as you can see, people in this room are kind of trying to interact with random artists here, and random artist is telling him, I don't support those specific genres. Yeah, I hope that helps anybody who's interested in running cloud hosted apps. This one is like I think I mentioned earlier, Node.js app, which is a platform they do support. There's a couple of other platforms they do also support. You can go to Cloud Foundry and read up on those. It's a very cool platform for hosting. Somebody just asked random artists for gay marriage, and wow, that is funny. And the bot, of course, says he doesn't support it. That's unfortunate. I definitely do. Anyway, hope y'all found this interesting, and I will try to upload some more videos within the next couple weeks, the next couple months, about code and different things I'm doing. I'm thinking of actually taking my Arduino and integrating it with my bots so that I can have a physical kind of indication when certain things happen, like if somebody sorry, someone's telling me my bot does not support gay marriage, um, and I'm gonna tell him I definitely do. I don't know what the bot's malfunction is. I will look into it. I promise. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it's useful. If you have any questions about anything, hit me up in the comments or send me a private message. Again, if you haven't checked out my SoundCloud or my Facebook and you're interested, please please do that. It's very appreciated. Of course, only if you're interested, looking for some new music or some new Facebook friends. Much love. Hope to talk to you all soon in the near future.